Good afternoon. First day with spectators back in the dome here. We got OTFC versus Ottawa City. Sammy steps in for TFC, moves that over to number 2. They switch it back through the back. Brianna up pressuring. Switch over to their right side, number 13. Nice little pull and turn, but Morgan gets a foot on that pass. Charlie now challenging on the sideline. Brianna knocks that out of bounds, and that'll go to TFC on the sideline. That is Stella. Plays it back to 27. Back over. Brianna's still up challenging. Ball played over to number 2 and back to the D. Over to the middle, that's Charlie. Tried to knock that onto Mia. TFC has it on their offensive right, working down the sideline. Marissa out there challenging well. That goes off TFC, and that'll be a blue ball. We've got Cecily back in nets today. Late cancellation of the hockey game. She and Willa were able to make it, so we've got a blue ball. Marissa's playing it. There we are. I'm looking at the wrong ball. Oh, Sammy gets a foot on that. Good job by Morgan to step in and back check there. Take that away. Nice knockout by Cess. And that'll go to red on the sideline. So that is TFC ball on the sideline. Played back and into number 2. She looks to the middle. 7 plays it back to the D. Over to the right side. Up to 13. Charlie pressuring. Morgan second in. And Marissa gets a foot on that. TFC kicks that out and off a blue foot, so that'll be a corner for TFC. Number 13 heading over. Let's see how we line up there. Mia matching up with number 2. That comes through the middle, is knocked out. Morgan's first on it. She tries to keep that out of bounds, but it just rolls out, so that'll be TFC again on the sideline. Clearly poor parenting.
You know, it's a great atmosphere here, Christy, today. It's good to be back as a spectator. You can see there's a lot of energy and enthusiasm in the crowd today. Saw one gentleman definitely wearing a nacho cheese hat. It's quite festive. Some tailgating going on, and otherwise, it's a return to kind of some normal soccer here. And the girls seem to be responding in kind.
There we go. Let's see if we can get the ball into our offensive end here and put some pressure on down there. So Marissa's going to take it out on the sideline here. We got Morgan and Charlie on the move, and she plays that into Morgan. Morgan tries to tap it out to Charlie. That's challenged. 7 up to Sammy, number 21 for TFC. She pulls it back to try to create some space. Morgan challenging. Marissa steps up and puts that up into space. Brianna matches up. 2 blocked by Marissa, and now Morgan again in on Sammy. Charlie tries to go up the left side, and that comes back TFC way. That's Charlie over on the ball with Brianna. We knock that out of bounds. Stella plays that in for TFC to Sammy. Morgan steps in, and she's tries to bring it up the left sideline. That's tapped, and Brianna now is up pressuring. Let's see if Mia can take away that pass. There we go. And TFC keeps it in along the sideline. Mia on the ball, and Brianna up. Morgan now up on 7. Pass over to the right sideline and back for TFC. They're moving the ball nicely here. We got to see if we can get in and take a passing angle. Okay, there's Charlotte Thurger, steps up, takes that away, and here comes Marissa down the middle. She tries to make a move and get through. Brianna on the ball. Ball's up to Sammy. Morgan hustles and gets in front. Shot is up and out of bounds, wide to the right. So that'll be a goal kick for Cecily. We actually do have Coach Craig coaching the game today, as opposed to when we thought it was Coach Craig and it was Coach Ed. Coach Ed had a conflict with another game, so he's over at the RA Center. So Craig Kelly on the sidelines with the girls today. All right, thus far possession has been all TFC.
I'm told that's bad. I'm told we want the ball more than them, and preferably in their end, because the object here is to score more goals than the red team. So we're definitely going to try and do that today and work hard at keeping the ball towards the enemy.
The enemy, yes. This is our military commentary coming through. Coach Steve Popovich over here on the sideline. We are now in our offensive end, which is a good thing. Charlie up and pressuring. TFC knocks that out off her foot, and we'll take that again. So let's see if we can take away a passing lane here and step up and get the ball. We got some shoes being tied. We got some subs coming in. And we are ready for action again. All right, and this feels like it was a very long way away. Brianna tapped away. Morgan in the middle. TFC plays it back. Morgan takes it away. She creates a bit of space. She's pressuring. Almost had an opportunity to take a shot there. Charlie now picks that out. Looked like it might have been off TFC, but ref says that'll be a goal kick. And here come TFC up the left. Brianna under pressure. Ball, long pass out to their right side. Can't handle that, it goes out of bounds. All right, Coach Craig having a little chat with Marissa. There, giving her a piece of advice. She goes give and go with Charlie, and it goes back to Charlie. Marissa steps up, challenging there. Shot is taken. Sess, good little practice dive. Ball was out of bounds. And she's going to take a goal kick. All right, played out to Marissa on the left side. Marissa switches it over to Charlotte Thurger. Charlotte into the middle, but that's picked off by TFC. All right, here comes Charlotte. This time over to Mia. Just squeaks out of bounds. TFC to put it in. Morgan on the ball, takes that off TFC. Charlotte steps up next to challenge. Morgan dancing, staying in front of number 2. And Morgan runs through that pass to 2. Can she get it up the field? Not quite, almost. Oh, good job to block that by Charlotte. She took that right in the gut. That's up to Charlie now. So Charlie chasing on the sideline. That'll be a TFC ball. All right, TFC plays it back and tries up the middle. Oh, Marissa took a little shove there, but she stepped up and gained possession.
That was, in some bar settings, those were fighting moves there. It's got to get on the ref here. If this wasn't a public kids show there, I'd be throwing
here
shoes by now.
Comes out of bounds. We're going to have another goal kick. Craig telling Brianna to space up a little bit. TFCD have pushed up quite far into the half. Morgan dribbling through there. Nice pass out to Charlie. Charlie brings it up the sideline, and that just rolls out of bounds. TFC to play it in. And they play it in quickly. Ref says you got to stop that first. So Stella back to play that. Brianna on the challenge. Does a good job challenging there, and that'll be a blue ball on the sideline. Here comes Marissa to play that. And let's see if we can get an offensive look here. Marissa puts it in front. Oh,
Just missed it.
just missed Mia there on the connection. That runs out of bounds. Ball played in to Brianna. She makes a move. She looks in front for Morgan. Took a swing at it there, but was blocked. Brianna over to challenge on the sideline. That'll go out of bounds and back to blue. Marissa playing it in. TFC steps up though and takes away that lane. Brianna lays it over to Mia. Mia challenged by TFC. And here comes TFC down the sideline. That is out of bounds. And that'll be a blue ball. Charlotte. Oh. Craig telling them correctly that they need to create space in order to get open, not just come straight at the ball. Shot is on. Cecily saves, and that's a live ball. So she can roll that on out. She rolls it over Marissa's way, and Marissa just misses on that. Nice defensive save by Cecily. That was a good solid strike by TFC.
Quite courageous. Stood right in front of it, her face.
Yeah. She had both hands up and ready. That runs out of bounds, and we'll have a blue ball. Charlotte over to take that. Played in. Morgan and Mia on it. Ball's across. Charlie comes up with it. Nice challenge there. And that runs out of bounds on the sideline right in front of the bench. Marissa back to Charlotte, back to Marissa, and up to Charlie. Charlie gets a little bit of space down the sideline, knocks it ahead. Can Brianna pressure? Ball's out to the wing. Charlie's pressuring again. Knocked out by, they say, us, so that'll be a TFC ball over there on the sideline. Played in, challenged by Brianna. That is knocked out of bounds, and it'll go back to TFC on the sideline. Ball played up to the wing and back to the middle. Morgan challenging Rhea there, former teammate. Brianna goes to the corner, a little bit too deep there. Tried to get it back in front, but didn't quite have the angle. We got a full bench here, almost wholesale substitutions here. Whenever we sub, we've got, of the 6 live players, we've got 5 subs. So
Just speaks to the depth of the team here at Ottawa City. It's good to see them all working into the equation.
Certainly, we haven't had this many players out, I don't think, all winter season. So nice to see everybody. Marissa plays that up to Liliana, who's now in at striker. So we've got Nora and Marissa as the backs. We've got Naomi on the left wing, Willa on the right, Ruby at center mid. There she is. She plays that back to Marissa. And that taken away by TFC. Liliana on the ball. She makes a move here. Can she strike? Oh, TFC, good hustle to get in there just at the end. Ball played up to TFC. Nora hustling back here to see if she can challenge. Ooh, and we didn't quite catch up there, and that is put just in the corner of the net for the first goal of the game by number 2 for TFC. All right, let's see if we can bounce back here. All right, Liliana plays that back to Marissa, over to Nora. Nora and Willa over on the sideline, Ruby in the middle. Ruby looks up to Liliana, but TFC 13 steps in. She kicks that out of bounds. And that'll be Marissa's play in on the sideline. She moves it away from the bench to get a little bit more room. And as Coach Craig was mentioning before, we need to create some space in order to get a lane. Ruby does that. She goes away and comes back. All right. Ball in the middle. Ruby challenging on Sammy. Nora kicks it out Naomi's way. They don't quite connect, and that's going to go back to TFC. Zoom us back out here so we can see what's happening. Okay, TFC playing it in from the sideline. They take a big kick at it, and that's going to run all the way out of bounds over here on the side. Nora's going to step up and play that. TFC steps in and challenges. Ooh. And that's Rhea for TFC, steps in and strikes that one. She had nobody in front of her there. All right, Liliana back in the middle, plays that back to Ruby. See if we can reset here. Sammy takes that down the middle. Ruby, and now Liliana up pressuring. Nora back. And Sess is talking to her, saying let it roll. And she's going to take that as a goal kick. Ball played out to Nora on the right side. She switches it over to the left side, but doesn't connect with Marissa. There goes Marissa now, off a TFC foot. She's coming up the left side. TFC steps up to challenge. Sammy challenged by Nora and Marissa, and she puts that one wide to the right out of bounds, and that'll go back to Cecily. Here goes Marissa, makes a move, back to the middle, now back to the left side. She looks, where's her space? There she finds Nora. Nora back to Marissa. And Marissa again looking for an opening. There she sees Naomi on the left sideline. That runs out of bounds and back to TFC. Nice to actually hear the sounds of people cheering in the dome here. It was a lonely winter of just players and coaches in here, but Cecily rolls that out to Marissa. Marissa switches it over to Nora. Nora looking through the middle to Ruby. Ruby up to Liliana. Liliana puts it on the net, and that is saved, but that is our first shot on net so far, and about 17 minutes into the half. Sorry, Ruby, Willa. Oh, that's a handball. There we go. The ref did see that. And so that'll be a free kick. Let's see if we can make something happen here off of the set. So this is an indirect free kick, which means it can't be shot off the first touch. Let me zoom in here. And the defense can't advance until the ball is touched. Ruby taps it for, oh, beautiful! Ruby tapped it for Marissa, and I think Naomi ended up tapping that in at the end. An excellent play there by City. Good job, girls! To match the score, well, not quite match the score, sorry, it's 2-1 now. Almost forgot. Me too. The other goal. So here we go. All right. Ball is in the middle. Played to Sammy, number 21. Marissa looks out to Ruby. Ruby tries to advance that up to Liliana, but that gets blocked. Marissa again up to Ruby on the wing there. Ooh, TFC sliding in to try to keep that in bounds, but that'll go back to City on the sideline. Ball's played in and taken by TFC. They've got it. They strike, and sorry, bad camera work there, but that was wide to the right. Sess let that go, and she will play that as a goal kick. And now here's Nora looking. She finds Naomi. Naomi has it taken, and here comes Eve for TFC, and that goes out of bounds. I did used to coach all of these girls together at one point, and that's why we know who they all are. Nora.
My, how they grow.
My, how they've grown. They were much, much smaller then. And here we go. That is played to Ruby in the middle. Ruby's looking up for Naomi on the sideline. TFC gets a foot on it. They play it back to create some space. Naomi gets up to pressure. They find a open player on the sideline. Ball is kicked up into space. Sammy pulls and passes to the middle to number 7. They switch it up, and Naomi gets a foot on it. Naomi up to Liliana. Liliana's got some space. She leads Willa. Willa just couldn't quite control that one, and it ran out of bounds on the sideline. We've got some more subs coming in here for TFC. And here we go. They are going to play that in. Liliana, pressuring, takes that away. Back to TFC. They switch it over. Looked like they were going to switch it to the right and go back to the middle. Nora steps up. That's going to be a foul on Sammy there. I think she maybe gave Nora a little shove. And Marissa's got the whole field in front of her here. Let's see what she can see. Oh.
Playing head games.
Fake. And she finds Liliana. Can Lily turn and get some space? She turns. She knocks it out to Naomi. And that ends up out of bounds on the goal line. Apparently not off TFC. All right, TFC plays that out to the left. Up to the middle. Ruby a little bit too strong on that touch, and out it goes. There's the sisters. All right, TFC to the middle. Ooh, Ruby almost hit the ref. He did a nice little matrix move to get out of the way. Ruby up to Liliana again. Ruby pressuring. Now out to Willa on the right side. Willa splits two of them and almost gets a bit of space. Ends up out of bounds, and that's again going to go TFC way. We are at close to halftime here. I think it looks of film time. We're at 23 minutes. So not too much longer to go in the first half. Let's see if we can stay on the offensive end. All right, Ruby played that up to Naomi, and it again runs out of bounds, so TFC will kick it in. Liliana pressuring. Ball out to Marissa now on the left side, and number 2 for TFC knocks that out of bounds. All right, let's see if we can stretch the field out here, create some space. All right, Marissa plays that into Ruby. That runs out Willa's way. Here we go. Ruby's got some space. And Liliana's up there. Ruby and Naomi on it, but that runs out of bounds. TFC in. Ruby steps up, knocks that out. Force them to do that again. And here comes a big kick. Willa steps in and takes that angle away. Now we got Sammy with Nora on her. That goes out of bounds. Back to Cecily. Cess out to Nora. Nora's got a little time, takes a look. Ooh, right through Sammy's legs there. And picked up by number 2 on the right side. All right. Ball is to Tilly here over on the left side. Charlie challenging. Tilly back to 7. 7 takes a strike, but Marissa steps up and blocks it. And that is a whistle for halftime, which is exactly on 25 minutes here. So we will send the teams to the benches for a little chit chat with Coach Craig.